Okay, we're back for UK 9, but let's just quickly have a look at the final rounds for round 8. So, Japanese purchased infantry, tanks, and a bomber. They also took out my fleet in season 34, which is a shame. Yeah, one bomber was all it took, so I lost my carrier and transport, unfortunately, but yeah, there we go. Nice move. They're also starting pretty intense raids, well, they're raiding Russia. I guess they're trying to slow us down there a little bit, so that's probably a bit of a pain for us. Yeah, nothing much to report. What damage to the complex? Just moving everything up. They've got a big, pretty nasty army now, sitting in China. So we've got to try and keep these two forces away from each other. If they can compile on Caucasus, we won't be able to retake it, I don't think. So we've got to keep them separated. The US 50 infantry. We're going for maximum units. Our idea now, basically, we had these transports and troops sitting in Canada. The US, before these transports landed, didn't have enough to, actually beat this German army sitting in Ukraine. With these reinforcements, it can. So combined, they can, force the German player to move away. So hopefully now, with all these troops landed, we can start pushing Germany back and start claiming some of all these European territories and force them back to Berlin. That's the game plan now. Because there's a lot of US troops here now, and together with all the Russian troops and my small contingent over here in Kazakh, we should be able to do something good, whilst also holding the Japanese player back. So yeah, that's the plan now. So we're hoping to do a big landing in 2 turns into France, so I'm going to keep harassing. One thing we did notice is the Japanese have moved a bomber up to Italy, we didn't spot that at first, but this makes it more awkward, obviously, doing the transports. So obviously the fleet's been moved to defend against this, move from the Japanese player, so we have to make sure we keep the transport safe. Worked out here though, all I need to do is take northwestern Europe, and then the US has to take Karelia, and then this bomber's got nowhere to land if they take the 10. I think it's scary, it's terrifying leaving 10 transports undefended. But if I've counted right, then that should be fine. It's still scary. I feel like I've missed a more efficient move by the bomber to hit this and still land somewhere. But I'm fairly sure it can only land in northwestern Europe and Karelia. But they'll be taking this round, so not to worry. Round 9 for Russia. A tank. Oh, a tank. Okay, fair play. And 3 infantry. Decent number of tanks for Russia now. Actually, they've got a bit of hitting power. They've still got the 2 fighters from the start. 6 artillery in Russia. Lots of infantry. Yeah, the Russian player is not the Russian army is not weak at all. It's fairly strong. Bits and bobs here and there, just taking back. Germany, 13 infantry, maxing out infantry now. Taking bits and bobs here and there, just recapturing basically. So back onto me. So obviously, the buys for us are going to be pretty standard from now on. Making sure we can max out in 4 transports worth in UK, and then just keep the units running into India. My plan is to kind of slowly feed through troops towards Russia. Obviously, we've got a decent force here, but I'm going to slowly just keep moving them through. Probably just retaking the courses until the US can get involved. So for the next few turns, they'll slowly be moving all this together now, moving forward. So we're going to help with that, and obviously help defending against Japan as well. So let's go for that. Combat move. I'm going to probably just try and take this. Make sure we do all this. I'm not going to push out. I think, excuse me, it's really tempting to push out into Burma, but I know as soon as I do, the Japanese players can instantly just drop on me in Burma, and I would have weakened my garrison in India. So I think the safest play is to hold where I am, not get drawn into an attack into Burma, and just defend. And what I'll do, I'll make sure it's always got odds to obviously to win the battle against any attack. So. We'll just slowly feed through troops into the Caucasus. Obviously, we're capturing northwestern and taking back France. I will start bombing actually as well. I've got the bomber free now, so I will start bombing the Berlin complex. A few bombardments, should be a clean take of France. I want to leave something there, but I just need to... Oh no, shit, no I can't. Oh, good job I spotted that. Okay, yeah, I have to defend. I've just noticed actually, because Yeah, the Japanese are moving next, so actually we won't have Karelia, so they can attack the thing. So I need to defend that. Ooh, that's scary actually. That's really scary. So I have to have this cruiser and destroyer, I think, at least sitting there. Crap. Okay. Okay, so just had a long deliberation about what to do in this situation. Because actually this is quite a bit more of a complex board layout than it seems initially. Before we had the plan to take Northwestern Europe to prevent this bomber from landing anywhere if you went for the transports in Season 3. But obviously since we've looked at the board, Germany's taken Karelia, giving the bomber another landing spot. So my options basically, I've got a few. I could take Karelia and Northwestern, giving the bomber no place to land, but by doing that I would be either moving my entire fleet into Season 5, which is not good because they've got a lot of aerial, they've got a lot of aircraft nearby to hit me. I could sacrifice a transport to take Karelia, but again that's not good for me, it loses a transport. Another option is moving up 2 cruisers to Season 3 to defend, giving them a minuscule chance of winning that fight, and also leaving me enough here to defend against any aircraft attacks against my fleet. But again, that does give them a chance to do some damage. It's probably the best move, I would say, because I want to still be pressuring France and Northwestern. But there isn't a slight, there's a long shot that they take out 10 transports, which would kill the game. So I think just playing it super safe, we just, JDK and me were just saying, moving up to Finland might be the idea here. I just move the entire fleet up, just avoid France and Northwestern for a turn, and I'll come back down next turn, just to ensure we can get these transports away safely. Don't like it, but I think it's got to be done. So it was a nice move to bring the bomber over, definitely. It's also going to be a problem when it gets situated in Berlin, because we'll have to obviously think about where it's going to be ranging. So I guess we're just going to be doing a shock from Canada to France from now on, because the Northern Sea up here won't be safe to move things around, and given the amount of aircraft that the Axis have got, in Europe, it's just too dangerous to split the fleet up too much. So yeah, I think we'll probably just stack Season 8 and just defend it properly. But there we go. So we're going to go to Finland instead. But I will take, or hopefully take, the Caucasus on the way. We're going to bomb Berlin again, and yeah, we'll just drop these guys off and then non-combat move up there. I don't think he'll go for the 2 destroyers. I don't see the... probably... I don't know if that's a good thing or not to go for that. These aren't necessary anymore. We don't need those anymore, because obviously with my fleet and the aircraft carrier and fighters we'll have enough to defend. It's just... they're not a very good prize, risking a plane for it, but they might go for it, who knows. Hopefully get a good 6 round here. Did I just do... I just messed up, by the way. Please say I've not messed up. You idiot. Absolute idiot. Oh, I didn't take off the attack. That is so stupid. That is so stupid. Oh my god. Okay, fingers crossed we don't take any hits here. I want to retreat straight away. Oh, that was a complete waste of a fighter for no reason. Oh, that's ridiculous. How stupid was that? Oh god. That's a bit annoying. So we'll have to replenish that at some point. We'll fly in something from 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's so annoying. I always want to have 1 infantry sitting there as well, just to make sure we can attack this with something, with all our land troops. Sorry, with all our aircraft as well. So that's a bit of an annoying round for us. That was a really stupid mistake from me. But the main thing is the transports are safe. India's fine as well. It's not in danger. Great odds even with the 8 infantry and all the aircraft here that can land plus this bomber. We're still fine. So it's okay. And Russia is looking pretty. Look at that. all lined up nicely. We're just missing a US tank here to make this complete, and maybe like a UK anti-air gun here to make this the full set. That looks quite nice. But yeah, Russia's obviously not going to go, not going anywhere soon. So I think now begins obviously the push back of Germany and trying to force them back into Berlin. And once we start, scooping up these territories, it should start swinging more heavily in our favour. We're currently ahead, obviously. It's close, but we are ahead on economy. And obviously we're already ahead with attack power, so it's just about slowly grinding this down and making sure we slowly finish off Germany. But it's going to be a long game though, definitely. I think we're in just really getting into it now. Anyway, that was the UK 9, so I'll see you back for UK 10. Okay, we're back for the summary for round 9 and my round 10 move. So, Japan. Infantry, artillery, tanks. Let's have a look at the combat quickly. So, one bomber destroyed again, which is nice. So we are slowly killing bombers as they're building them, which is nice. 6 IPV worth of damage. Fairly good land battles for Russia actually. They held on here, lost no units, and the Japanese lost 2, which is good. 2 infantry for 1 here, which is also good for us. And the reverse of that in Kazakh, but that's fine. It also meant that we could push forward with these 2 units here, which is kind of annoying to deal with for the Japanese. They've got to divert troops away to deal with this, which is always good for us. Mobilisation, everything's same as always, Manchuria, and then obviously the transports, units for the transports. Right, USA. Nothing much to report. We're at kind of a deadlock stalemate here. There's not really a lot either one can do. I think we could go for an attack here because we've got the ship advantage. But it just 1 attack power more with this carrier going in, so it's a bit dicey. It's the kind of battle that can swing heavily either way on a bad roll, which would then leave Western US a little bit open. But he could. What I'm tempted to say to JDK is maybe put like a sneaker bomber in somewhere just for 1 round. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, you could. Yeah, just try and sneak a bomber in somewhere, and hopefully he doesn't notice and go for try and wipe the fleet. That could be quite nice. If he's not paying attention to what we're doing, that could be a bonus. And they could also try and be reinforced, trying to take Hawaiian Islands back. But again, that's quite a lot of resources diverted into the Pacific, which is not ideal for the US. We're trying to obviously crush Germany. But anyway, combat. Retook Kazakh from the Japanese. Took West Russia and Karelia. Okay, fair enough. Just trading a few things back and forth. That's fine. So round 10. Infantry and complex repair. We are getting Russia's getting a bit starved by these bombings, I have to say. It's only been about sort of 5 infantry roughly. What was round 10? Yeah, same kind of thing. So we're only getting down like 4 or 5 units depending on what we buy each round from Russia. So not great. Combat. Just moving forward in the north there. Germany. Again, similar story. Combat to the Caucasus. I think it's mainly my job now to kind of just. I've got to be hitting these territories. I've got to be doing the trades because it's better for the US to build up their numbers, so they can eventually overwhelm the Germans. It's less of a problem for me because I'm not going to be able to ever compete with Germany troop-wise. So it's really my job to try and trade the territories away and just whittle down the German forces while the US gets really strong on land. So we'll be going for the Caucasus. Once these guys get into the Karelia, we'll also be going for Baltic states and Belarusia. Hopefully doing a few things more. I've worked out I can probably move 3 units per turn from India towards the Caucasus, because they're going to have a constant state of being able to attack with 9 infantry, 8 from the transports, and then 1 here, plus the aerial support. So I worked out I can always leave this in a state of constantly moving 3 units out each turn. We've got good odds to defend it, so that's fine. So we can slowly reinforce from India. whilst also trying to divert attention away from Russia here. So we'll be landing obviously in France and Northwest in this game. Right, let's go for... I'm going to prioritise India, just because I want the 3 units moving on land and around here. I think they'd be more useful than having... Because these units I'm dropping into France and Northwest, and they're basically fodder for the Germans to, you know, batter. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a lot of them. Okay, let's do that one. So, combat move. We're going to make a crack at the Caucasus, so let's do 1 plus a lot of fighter support, so that should fall nice and easy. We'll go for a bombing raid, and we'll also do the usual drop off of boys into France. There we go. It's kind of nice having one round where I've moved into Finland, because it gives me more options up in Karelia, so I can start knocking off a few of these things. I can't really commit too heavily in any particular area, because obviously we've got a big stack of Germans waiting to pounce on something, so it's more just trading off things. So hopefully I can, yeah, if Germany takes this back, I can always take it back off them. I think that's pretty what I want to do. I'm just not sure what to do with these African troops. Whether to actually move them forward or keep them here as a sort of deterrent from the Japanese transports. I think I might move half. I might move a tank and an artillery towards the Caucasus and leave just the 2, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, to kind of maybe have some kind of counter play if they drop off some transports or units with the transports. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. So fingers crossed for some more luck. Nice. 6. It's damage done at least, it's fine. I'll take it. Caucasus, that'll be fairly clean. Yeah. Ah, nice. Cool. Again, having 3 units sitting in the Caucasus, could we even make it 4 just to make it really awkward? Just wondering how much you can put in there and get away with. Let's move you up to Karelia as well. Gives me more flexibility with that fighter. I can do a few more things with it, because we don't need all this to defend. I'm half tempted to put everything I have in Russia into the Caucasus to make it a really awkward recapture for Germany, because they're going to have to commit a fair amount of infantry to get in there, and then that obviously leaves them open to a full counter-attack from the rest of the allies, but I don't think we're quite in position to do that, so I'm going to leave that and just keep harassing them. So let's move one of these guys out, and I've got area support. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Got 4 waiting to go in, plus a tank actually, so good to move in quite heavily next time. Yeah, that's good. Artillery in here. There we go. Beautiful. So getting quite a nice lead now with the attack power. We are pulling ahead, definitely. 327 versus 271. The US economy matches the Japanese economy, and obviously the Germans are getting slowly starved. So yeah, we are pulling ahead. So the longer this kind of stalemate situation goes on, the better for us it is. So we could hope for a prolonged war, and we'll win through time. But yeah, looking good.